is live.
Something like this, you really just have to match up paints and slap it on, because this is all just surface painted on anyways. And that's where some would say clear coat something as old as this, or just leave it, because when you clear coat it, it'll of course make it faster, and of course some won't like it because it's faster. All of the plastic bits that are in the kicker holes need replaced, because those are all three of those are cracked. And when I go to replace them, I'll do screws instead of the nails that they did.
Switch out the nails for the screws. Do you just put a screw in the nail hole, or do you put like a toothpick or something in the nail hole first?
Depends if it screws in okay or not.
Oh.
this, and I'm gonna replace the transformer because that looks like it's gonna explode the minute I plug the thing in, so it's gonna get replaced.
Sure you don't want to test it first?
Rather not blow up the nearly restored pin.
No kidding.
And have it catch on fire, and there goes my $5,000 to $6,000 value. To well, I want to get the wood rails off too. These are all nailed down. And I have to take off the head to do it as well, because some of it goes in. It's not as easy as the ones in the solid states.
Yeah.
And then I have to get
Is it
nails.
glued down too, or is it just nailed?
Might be both nailed and glued.
Yeah.
It's what they usually do.
That would make sense. Nails would get wobbly pretty quick, actually.
Yeah. If anything, still need to sand this little bit because the morons they painted part of the rail
I
here.
saw that, yeah. You want it to be the original paint anyway, right?
Yeah. I may just leave the wood rails on as is and just sand them and then clear them. It's going to be too much of a hassle because I'll need to get new nails and then it's just I need to take off the buttons and guards. These are all beat to shit. You can actually you can get send them off to get them chrome and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because this
Fancy.
This I wouldn't gray because you can't see it. It's the stuff inside that I gray because you don't usually see that crap. All we can do is put it left open. But yeah, something like that, I'd probably chrome. I think that might be what it originally was chrome, probably. These are, the legs are kind of correct, but they are supposed to be red, but it's like, yeah. Any of those that you do find are going to be used and they're going to be nasty looking, so.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they repro this type of leg because I think from what I've seen is there's a bar that goes across as well. That looked kind of ugly anyway, so. They have pictures of this on the pinball database that I've taken pictures of because when I do the cab, I'll use those and do a stencil from the pictures. And of course, the legs and stuff will be off. Using the tape either because you've got glart to the bottom of the wood rails right here. And I think the original paint is underneath the shitty job.
Oh, yeah?
Of course. Oh yeah, because this is what it's supposed to be. Whereas they paint it over, which is for a pen you don't want to paint over existing because it'll do what it's doing and just come off.
Right.
When I do it, it's going to be all layers of paint are going to be taken down bare wood.
Yeah.
And redone. The easiest one's going to be the white. But other than that, it's going to be the first cab that I've done that is going to get repainted. I think it's going to take all of us to do the stencil for this because Marco doesn't have one. Well, they don't even have a category for Clubhouse. They have one for 21, but not this one. I could check eBay, but I doubt they'd have them.
I don't know if I've seen the original paint on that,
But just do a search for Clubhouse pinball machine on Google, and it should be the IMDb or it'll come up with the pinball database thing. Yeah. They totally screwed up the design. They didn't even try to do the original.
I know, it
Just
kind of
did.
looks like a take on Eddie Van Halen's guitar.
Yeah. Well, I was noticing this wind lit thing. They did a fancy Sharpie on the letters that are missing. Well, it's not really missing a whole lot, but yeah, it's definitely Sharpied on. It's like, ugh, really? You couldn't even paint in black? They're too cheap to buy black paint. I might actually, after I clean, do both the top and back side of this. I may actually do the white base on there to get it ready for the color. I think we can match the colors on this with no problem. The trick is we'll probably have to do several coats because you do the water trick, and so that so that the brush strokes don't show up as bad. So I know if you just slap the paint on, you'll have paint stroke go, and don't be like that. And you can definitely tell that it's cut up. I mean, granted, anyone that has a eye like I do could probably pick it out. It's always gonna look a little off. Well, it's like, and this especially, since a lot of it looks groggy even after cleaning it. It's like, how far do you want to go with it? Do you want to put little black specks in it, in the paint, or what kind of thing? It's like, with me, I'm probably just going to match it up as close as possible and just go with it. There have been some that do that though. They just fine comb and just every little detail that's on the playfield they reproduce.
It's hard to tell the color of this picture. Let me see this. Okay, that gives me an idea right there. Red, white, and blue. Mostly white. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've seen. That's going to be the easiest to do.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, they're straight, square lines.
I want to get a close-up picture of it too, because a lot of these old machines, well, and even EMs, they have speckling too on it.
Oh yeah.
So I want to get the color of the speckling. Usually they use black for that.
Yep.
But not always, like the Sea Ray's orange speckle, which that's going to be fun to match.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to need to speckle the flipper button areas, because those are pretty worn off down. Just do a couple splats of orange. But I'm actually more interested in the transformer part of it. So before I do the cab, I'm going to do play testing. Make sure shit doesn't blow up the second I put it in, which I kind of figured why the fuse block is in such shitty shape is because the idiots obviously didn't know how to solder, because well, they kind of did, but they obviously didn't know where these wires went, because they did this thing to it. They did lamp wire,
I see that.
and they jumped it from this one over to here.
Okay.
But they had these wires that are the same over here, and what they did is they did electrical tape, but what they did is they just did this.
They folded.
And of course, what do you think happened? They're like, why does the fuse keep blowing?
Right.
And that's why there's tin foil down there.
Oh.
Because they didn't isolate any of the wires. They just did this and wrapped the electrical tape around it.
Oh.
And I posted on, I think one of the photos I posted, I wonder how this thing is even here still, because that would constantly spark, and it would catch fire eventually.
Not even any basic knowledge of
They were
wiring. I mean, holy crap.
I'm betting
Holy
you
crap.
I'm betting you that this one that's foiled up is the coil fuse.
Sure.
I mean, there's this other one that's not there either, and that's a whole nother thing I have to figure is what fucking fuse is going there. They have one on the one mark that says 3 amp slow blow. Oh, but that doesn't help me.
It doesn't help you there, yeah.
I'm thinking it's like the others like the EMs that are 10 and 15. But something this old, it might be 20, maybe. But without a manual, which I still haven't found in PDF or manual form. I have no idea what the fuses are. Because of course.
Do you think? Have you seen the inside of the 21 game? I mean, you said they're similar.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same.
I wonder if
because
you could figure out the fuses from that.
I bought a rubber ring kit and the flipper rebuild kit for this. Well, and it used to have it marked because they're staples, the remnants of staples. So it was marked, but the label's long gone. Unless it's underneath the board here. But I doubt it.
Yeah.
Or it's in this mouse kit.
Yeah, mouse used it as nesting. Ripped up all the labels and tucked them back in the corner.
Which when I do figure out the fuses, I'll do the label maker and stick the labels down.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just wondering if you could figure out from the 21 game the fuses to this clubhouse. I mean, if it's similar, if the play field's similar and all that.
You'd have to look at both of them, see if the database has even any in-cab photos. I don't think it does. So you could look at the 21 game. That's one thing I didn't do. They usually only do the outside of the game and not inside. Sometimes they do, but
Amazed. I don't know if amazed is the right word. Dumbfounded.
yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah, it is. And it's probably exactly what you said. Why does this fuse keep blowing? Oh, we gotta put tinfoil here now.
Well, and my guess is that you hook it up to things, the one that's on the right side. I mean, this one's up and this one's reversed, but these two, you hook up the same way. So you have the left terminal would have the two, and then the single one goes on the right side there. Surprisingly enough, this flipper actually did, the sleeve did come out, but it was kind of sluggish getting out. But I never really put back the original flipper coils anyway. Even if they look brand new, I still change them out anyway. And then I just sell what I took out. So it did work. It's just I want everything refreshed. It's like, why would you put two flipper coils in and leave the third one in? But well, that's the first one that'll fail. It's the one that you didn't change out. Some that said, yeah, that looks like it got hot at some point, and I was like, and then I told them, yeah, well, this wiring thing would have done it. We're still doing it. You have to do that to turn it on because they don't have any switches in this except for slap it to turn it on, and this label even says operator to turn it on. Bam, smack it.
Huh.
And the FCC kind of came down on them and said you can't do that, it's not safe. Because somebody could just smack the machine and it's off. Turns off. I'm thinking it might be the kickoff switch is what turns it on and off. I think there might be a coil underneath this board that when it senses smacking it turns off or something. I don't know.
Just like the Fonz's jukebox, right?
Yeah, it says it buys location. That tapping bottom of cab will turn something. Turn off completely.
tap on the bottom to get it to turn on. So there's the trigger. Is that it right? Is it underneath it? Oh. It is that. So that's, I was looking at the top part of it. Yeah, sure. Project for another day, but yeah. I was just curious. That's pretty darn cool. I had no idea they made them like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't safe because all that electricity going through the on-off switch on a just as leaf switch is, yeah, that's kind of scary. If it's latched on.
Yeah. Yep.
If I was the operator, I'd probably unplug it each night when I go home just to make sure it doesn't turn on during the night.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case it's stuck in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what made him do that. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to just make a switch, you know. I wonder what made him choose to.
Don't know that there was really. Well, there was switches then, but I don't know.
Wanted to be different. Wanted to be cool. Wanted an excuse to kick the bottom of the machine.
Yeah. Once the FCC said you can't do that anymore, of course they went to the traditional on-off switch thing.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know why they didn't use the switches because they did have them in the 50s. I mean, they had them for a long time. Don't know.
Wonder if it was somehow cheaper.
Yeah, well, one of these is super cheap compared to Switch because they're probably pretty expensive back then. You got one of those damn small bee things that suck if they sting you.
I haven't been stung in a while.
Knock on wood.
I got stung once and didn't realize it until later. I was mowing a lawn, you know, and I was all done mowing the lawn, and I was like, why did my belly hurt right here? And I looked, it's like, oh, looks like I got stung. I don't even remember, when was the last time I got stung? I'll never forget the time I bumped into a nest of deer flies, though. Those suckers are nasty. I had like 82 bites. Ended up with a fever. And yeah, I was about 12 or 13. Walking down this trail, going to a creek or a small river or something. It wasn't very deep, I remember that, because I dove into it. I was flailing. I bumped into a branch. I bumped into a branch. The next thing I know is these things are just crunch, 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 and they're biting me all over. I'm running down the trail. My arm's flailing. I'm spinning in circles, and I see the water, and I just I dived for it. It was about, I don't know, 7, 8 inches deep. Full of rocks. But yeah, it got them off me. It was worth a couple of scratches on rocks to get rid of those. Those things are nasty. Oh man. Yeah, deer flies, horse flies, something. I don't know. They're just big fat suckers. Big black flies with teeth. Yeah, even though I've had some run-ins with nature, I still I'm a glutton for punishment, so I keep going back out there. Falling off a cliff once. That was scary. God, that was scary. That was the closest I ever came to death. Again, I was like maybe 13, 14. Somewhere up on Mount Adams, I think we were. This campground called 4th of July, which is way, way, way up. And it like flattens out. The only thing up there was an old, a big old like square tub thing where they kept water storage for forest fires. And other than that, we were just on this big flat thing. I just started walking down this hill. Walking down this hill, looking to go see what's at the end of this hill. I could see there was an edge, so I wanted to get down close, take a look, and I decided to walk down this old tree, dead tree. There's an old dead tree laying on the ground. And I'm like, oh yeah, doing a thing, and a part of it broke off, and I lost my footing. And I was trying to catch my balance. I was still on my feet, and the more I tried to catch my balance, the faster I ran. So I was running. By the time I got to the edge of the cliff, I was running at full speed. And as soon as I got to the edge, I lost my vision. It was a whiteout. It wasn't a blackout. It was a whiteout. Everything went white. And then I woke up on these rocks. And there's a rock that was sticking out of the edge about 3.5, 4 feet below the edge of this cliff. And it was cracked right down the middle with a split just wide enough for my head to go through. So when I hit the rock, I hit, one on each side of the crack, my arms, and my head went through the middle of the crack, and then my vision reappeared, and I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of feet I was above ground, but that was the only thing that saved my ass. But it was very weird. During that whiteout, I had a vision of somebody handing me an ice cream cone. So it was weird. I hit full speed, hit the edge of this cliff, white out. Oh, here's a hand handing me an ice cream cone, and then smack on the rock, and vision comes back, and my heart's racing, just out of control. I roll over on my back, catch my breath, and I look up, and I see I'm only about this far away from the edge of the cliff. It's kind of a pain in the butt to climb back up there, but yeah, and I'm looking around. I look to the left, I look to the right. There ain't nothing sticking out of this cliff anywhere. This was like the only rock sticking out of the cliff, and it saved my ass. I just happened to fall off in the right spot. If I would have been a couple of feet that way, toast. A couple of feet that way, toast. It was a very, very odd experience. It taught me a lesson. Taught me a few lessons. Yeah. I leave the dead trees alone. I don't walk on them anymore, especially going downhill. I didn't tell my parents until I was damn near 30 years old. I didn't want to tell him because, you know, when we went camping, I like to wander off and go explore and all that. And I didn't want that taken away, so I kept my mouth shut. I was just a hell of a lot more careful from that point forward. Yeah, one of the scariest moments of my life right there. That was some scary stuff. Been wanting to go back up there. Go check it out. It's a campground called the 4th of July. That was 30 plus years ago. But I'm sure that rock is still poking out of the side. I'd like to go up and get a picture. And that's the rock that saved my ass. Have it blown up and framed. Yeah, it was very weird. Just how it was cracked and how I landed. Everything. It's like I landed and it was like, huh, see where you almost ended up? Dumbass. Yeah, the only other time I did something stupid on purpose, that wasn't on purpose. That was just a complete accident. Was when I was in high school, I was in photography class. I really wanted to get a picture from the top of Horsetail Falls straight down. And you could hike up there and go behind underneath the part of Upper Horsetail Falls. Yeah, there's a falls that you can go behind, and then that runs into another fall, the Lower Horsetail. And I wanted to get a picture straight down from the Lower Horsetail. And there's this tiny tree. Yeah, I went off the trail, went down by the water, and worked my way to the edge of the top of the waterfall. And there's this tiny tree poking out the edge, and my stupid ass is hanging off got a hold of this tree, hanging off the edge, going straight down, taking some shots, and scared the hell out of myself. Told myself I was never, ever going to do that again. I got my pictures, I'm done, never doing that again. And of course, I didn't. Even though when I was developing my pictures, some dumbass opened the door to the dark room. He knocked, and the dude I was in there with, who was helping me out, we were both, no! He opened the door, came on in. Yeah, he got cussed out big time for that. I was so pissed at him. You have any idea what I went through to get that picture, you stupid? Yeah. I was tempted to go back up there and do it again, but that scared the shit out of me the first time. I knew it was stupid when I was doing it. So I got away with it once. I wasn't going to press my luck. So yeah, that would have been some very cool pictures, even though they were black and white. I didn't want to spend the extra money and time to develop colored film. The option was there, but I don't think any of us use color film. I think we all use black and white.
It's a lot cheaper.
35 millimeter. Before the digital age of cameras. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would have been in 1988. Yeah. wrenched my ankle climbing up stuff and trying to get my ass back down without messing it up even more or hurt my other one or yeah, I still go back for more. Buddy of mine from high school used to do the free climb. Rocks, rock faces and all that stuff, and ended up falling and messing himself up. He was an EMT, but he couldn't do it after that. It was done. Yeah. Where the hell were Barb and I were somewhere a couple of years ago, about 2-3 years ago, somewhere on the coast. Cape Blanca. And we camped there for a couple of days, and there's this really nice spot that was occupied, but when we were getting ready to leave, they were already gone, so we went over and checked it out. And it backed up against this huge rock, you know, with big, huge, you know, 100 feet tall rock thing. And I was looking at it, and I didn't know what the other side looked like. I thought maybe, you know, the other side might have been lower. I would have been able to go over the top and come down the other side easy, you know. And so I was thinking that, and then I was looking at the rock going, I could climb up that so fast, right? So I was like, hey Barb, check this out. Which I can climb that in like 3 seconds. I think I said like 20 seconds or something like that. And she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. She wasn't paying that much attention. She was checking out plants. And I was like, okay, start timing me. All right. I haul ass up this thing, and it took me. I asked her, hey, how long did it take me? I don't know. Okay, well, thanks. But my guesstimate was about, I don't know, about 15, 20 seconds. I was just right up this thing. I could see the foot placements and hand placements all the way up before I even started. So I was just like, choo, 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 choo. And I get up there. I look around the other side. It's like twice as high as the side I went up. And I'm like, well, crap. Well, there goes that plan. I thought I'd just be able to go to the top and go down a little bit. Go up to the side. And I'm like, no, that's too much. And so I had to figure out how to get back down. Going up was easy as crap. It took me like 5 minutes to get back down. I had that problem when I was a kid too, and I'd climb trees. I'd be like, oh, I get up there so easy. Yeah, I'd get up there and I'd stay up there for a while. It's all cool, and then I'd have to figure out how to get back down. Yeah, I'm getting too old for that. Figuring out how to get back down crap. So it's not the same way you go up, usually. It's just fun sometimes. Like I see the path up. It's like I see it. It's right there. But I don't stop to think of the way down before I go up. See if I can't find me a pinch of gold this August. Hopefully, everything goes right. I had a bunch of shit I gotta get done though before I even think about going and playing. of the subfloor. This little bit, and then we're redoing the flooring stuff. Gotta get that taken care of. I put my ceiling back together. Help Jonathan finish cleaning up around his house. Get that done. Hopefully get him all painted and all that stuff before. It seems like there's other shit I need to do too. Now I gotta clean out my room. I want to get rid of all that crap. Or at least 90% of it. I got some other crap I need to get rid of stashed around the house. Yeah, a lot of organizing and cleaning up actually before fall. Probably finish caulking the outside of my house. And this is the crap that keeps me from watching MST. I'll barely even watch YouTube for more than half hour. Flip through, watch a couple of things, flip through a little more, and then I'm like, okay, I got shit to do. I got shit to do. There's always shit to do. I don't want to be a grown up anymore. I don't want to be a grown up. Maybe if I'm whine, I'll turn back into a child with no responsibility. Or very little. Homework and lawn mowing. Oh no. I wouldn't give just homework and lawn mowing. And maybe a paper route just for the hell of it. I did like having a paper route when I was a kid. The only thing I didn't like, there was a couple people I didn't want to pay. And wasn't sure how to handle that, so I kept having to call my boss. What was his name? Joffe? Mr. Joffe? Is that his name? I think that sounds familiar. I know it rhymes with coffee. problem. I have two hammers, can't find them. I found my little tiny rock hammer, and the head keeps coming off. So it re-screw it, but yeah. I've got.
Should have got an S-Wing rock hammer, because they make rock hammers and regular hammers.
Oh, this is, I don't know how old this thing is. It's probably an antique. I think it's probably from the 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this thing's all old wooden handled with little wedge on one end and a square on the other. Yeah, I got two decent claw hammers and
Yeah, well, we have the one regular S-Wing hammer that's somewhere. That's my folks's though, and I bought an S-Wing off of Amazon, which is the longer one. It's like 22 pounds or something.
yeah.
Yeah. It's probably right in front of my face, like most stuff is.
That's what I think too every time I go to look for them. And I've looked for them 3 times since last week and ended up using that stupid little putting it back on the wooden handle and taking a few swings, putting it back on the wooden handle. I should have just fixed the damn thing. Would have saved a little bit of time and frustration probably. But
toothbrush for these ground in dirt where the guide rails ended.
Came up with Todd. Yeah, my attorney. I don't know why I got his impersonating stuff.
Mm.
I talked to him earlier that day, probably. insurance company that's fighting my injury case has decided to pay $5,000 for me to go see a specialist. Specialist. They're so certain. Just because of the doctor I went and saw, they call him like a twigs and berries doctor or whatever. I mean, because he's a naturopath. And he's not going to prescribe a bunch of junk, and he's not going to get in there and start slicing and dicing. Just a chiropractic neurologist who uses holistic techniques so that, the most he can. So, yeah, when you go see these guys, these insurance companies don't believe that, especially when they say it's a permanent injury. They're like, yeah, right, this guy's a quack, is basically what they're saying. They refuse to accept his diagnosis and all that, so. Yeah, my attorneys are like, okay, well, you guys are going to have to pay for a doctor for him to go see if this is the case. And they had to argue about that for a while. And, yep. So next month I finally get to go see this guy. The insurance company's going to eat shit. That's all I got to say. If the doc can fix me, great. It still cost me 2.5 years of wobbly, sometimes painful thumb.
Yeah.
And if it is permanent, they're going to pay.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have it. I didn't ask for it, don't need it, don't want it. It interferes with a lot of shit. So yeah, like I said, if the doctor can fix it, great. But they still make me go through 2.5 years of pain and suffering as far as I'm concerned. Right, that I can't do as long as I used to be able to do, like video games, drawing, writing. I mean, even signing my name. If I have to do it more than 5 or 6 times, it's like, oh god, my thumb's tired. I can't. It's sore. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. Guitar picking, banjo picking, keyboard playing. Not that I do these things on a regular basis, but I can't do them for as long as I used to. It's not my career, but it is a hobby. And I like to bust them out every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, it's my dominant thumb, for ass sake. It's my dominant. I'm right-handed, my right thumb. And it's not even my thumb that's the issue. It's my brain! My brain! My left frontal lobe. So yeah, they don't believe any of that. So I shall serve them a shit pie. And they will eat it. I was in an auto accident back in 2002. I was the passenger, and we got T-boned on my side, right about where I was sitting. And I messed up my back, and messed up my sciatic nerve was getting changed and a couple other things. And I was doing chiropractic, and it was all paid for. I was acupuncture, chiropractic, all that. And no, I didn't do acupuncture. That was before I done acupuncture. I did chiropractic. And after, I don't know, about a year, maybe a year back, I was fine, all better, no more problems. And the settlement was $5,000. No permanent injuries, you know, none of that. It was a little more than that. The attorney took some, but I ended up with $5,000. And these guys wanted to settle at $6,000, and I'm like, I still got a wobbly thumb. You know, my back shit went away within a year, and I got $5,000 for that one. This is permanent. $6,000 isn't gonna cover it. Yeah, this would have been settled almost a year ago had the insurance company believed the doctor I was seeing. But yeah, it's their job to fight it.
Of course, because they don't want to pay.
No.
Pay out.
Yeah, they want their doctor. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. Zero problem with that whatsoever. And they should know by now that if I'm willing to go all this way, I am not faking anything. Nobody lied about anything. You know, you guys just have to pay more money. So here's $5,000 more that you're gonna have to pay on top of what you're gonna have to pay me at the end of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just hosed yourselves. You could have just, settled for a decent amount.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to get rich off this thing, but come on, you're not gonna sham me either. Driver's already admitted fault. I don't see how he couldn't, considering I was stopped.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I think I'll wipe off the wax stuff now and do a second go.
It's looking much better.
Yeah, still not that good. What I'm saying, I may just do a playfield swap. But yeah, it's gonna, the older it is, the more difficult it is to find shit for the game. So I don't even know if anyone even does a repro clubhouse.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because even though the clubhouse and 21 is the same, the art isn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of close, but yeah. I'm sure the playfield has like healers instead of the golf dudes. Which you should get on Google, do clubhouse pinball machine. You have to put in pinball machine because of course you'll get clubhouse shit too.
Yeah. Come on, wakey. Yeah, I'm looking at the clubhouse here on ipdb.org.
Yeah, that's the one that I was talking about. Can't remember the short version.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a look at they have a nice left side picture, but the right side, I'm trying to tell if they're the same. They don't have a a straight on the right side picture of the stencil. There's a great left side, and if they're the same, then
The 21 is younger. It's like 1960s when that one came out.
okay, yeah, we looked up 21 here. Still have the clubhouse up. Yeah. Back again.
Swear to God, damn bee is scouting out. I want to nest in this. Just like, no. Over.
Is it just the numbers 21?
Yeah, it's just 21.
Okay.
Because it's a blackjack theme. We kind of
I don't know if they spelled out or.
trying to run against the It's similar to this too, where the electromechanical score reels do stuff depending on what you hit on the play field. But it's really easy to go past 21 because of course it does. It goes up to 99 before it'll reset.
Here's yeah, they are pretty darn close. I mean, the art's different, but as far as the setup of the bumpers and the things down here, and
Yeah.
yeah, it is pretty much almost identical.
The two cards. This one has the girls.
Yep.
Well, there is a little bit of difference. There's a plastic that goes over here, which that one doesn't have. Over the centerpiece there.
All right. Okay.
I'm hoping that this one has the same as the bumpers there. It looks like 100,000 for the. They're both yellow, so it might be. But they might be 100,000 that you score.
Yeah, it looks like it. That's as close as I can get to the. That looks like 100 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. There's the other side.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm thinking that's what these score as well, but you never know. These ones up here are 100,000. And this one you score in the millions, but it's a light up type of thing. Yeah, there's that millions on the left side, thousands on the right, and then the card scores in the center there. And the dealer score is lit up. And you'll either bust or the dealer will bust. And
Yeah.
there's the match on this is kind of neat because say it was here, there would, and this one is the star row, and if you got both of them, if you got the star and the one that's lit up, then that's the match.
Oh,
So
okay.
they did the match on these.
Yeah. Here's the back glass on the 21. Three gentlemanly looking characters playing cards there. Somebody off to the side.
That one is quite different from
It is.
the back glass on there. Which I'm gonna send that off to Begrest, the one that did the C-Ray. He did the C-Ray one. So, and that's why I saved the
Mm-hmm.
box.
Body of this looks like.
And I'm not happy with the
Oh wow.
top piece.
Yeah. Just be glad you're not redoing this one. Compared to the design on the side of this one's way more detailed.
Yeah.
And it's got these card looking things along the top, and then maybe xylophone type keyboard looking thing and some, yeah, interesting other characters. Oh, here we go. Let's see a good shot. Yeah. Almost has a Navajo blanket look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always do the left side, but not the right side. What's up with that?
Well, because they're usually the same.
The same.
Anyway, so.
Usually.
Just save up for a new playfield, because after cleaning this, there's a bunch of just warps on it, and I'm not happy with how it's cleaning up either.
Right. Yeah, how do you get it without taking detergent to it? That's gonna mess it up.
I could try a magic eraser on it. That's supposed to get a lot of crap off, but then something like this, you'd have to do a test spot.
Yeah.
Because it's just paint, and there's not really any clear on it, so it's something you just don't use a magic eraser on and just
Right.
with your paint.
It'd be like using one on your car.
Yeah.
Magically erase my paint.
Some of this will take up a little bit more dirt when you take the black stuff off too.
Yeah, I could totally see that thing bringing up $500 bill as an art piece.
Yeah. Well, and I would like have it lit up too.
Yeah, exactly. No, I wouldn't. I mean, a couple $100 maybe for just like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get it lit up and a little shiny and cool little border or something around it.
And something like this, you do.
And again, it's a golf theme.
Do some quick.
Golf market's been huge for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to rush on this because I do want to play it. But on the other hand, I do want to do it right too.
Yeah, when it is ready to play, you want to be able to play it for a while.
Yeah.
Not play it a couple times, have to get back into it.
Do
It would be down for a
something
couple
like
weeks again.
do something like the morons did with this thing. Wrap electrical tape over live wires that have the live and neutral together.
That's just
brilliant.
mind-boggling to me. I don't understand how they didn't really hurt themselves.
They may have. They may not be alive anymore.
Set the thing on fire, or it's like even starting on fire in the middle of the night when nobody's even playing it. It could have, you know. And yeah, I mean it still has power going to it.
I mean, even if I was back in 2010 and I had this, I'd still look at that and go,
What? How did you survive?
And that would be when I had no clue of how to do anything with these machines. And big plug for Game Room Collectibles, because they did the tech tips and pretty much know everything now. They literally touched on everything from solid states to EMs. Pretty much have to go through every switch on these things and use either 600 grit sandpaper or a file on them. But when you do a file, you just do like 2 or 3 times on them. With these, it's not so critical. But the newer switches, they have just gold plate on them on the contact, so that you can take off like really quick. So, but with these old ones, it's like they're pretty robust. I don't think I really waxed in the stuff on this. So, but I'm gonna do two go passes on this. And they do a no on the yellow bumpers and spray some awesome orange on them.
See what happens.
Yeah, well, because this isn't too crucial because a lot of it is covered with the wafer.
Right.
I mean, I think it ends where that darker, it's got the really bright red and then the dark red, but they were probably the same color, but sometimes they do 2 different colors on these though, like the high speed has 2 different grays on it.
Oh yeah. Looking at that, I'd say it's supposed to be the same color.
Yeah.
Because the way this blends in right here, like yeah, it's kind of streaked and stuff. So yeah, I think it's just dirt.
Yeah.
Build up over decades.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's what it's. They did a neat Sharpie job of trying to keep the letters back in because the paint wore off. Which this is a common thing. I don't know why they didn't offset it like doing it to one of these other jets, but they always did straight down. And of course, what happens is it hits this and it goes back and forth.
Creates a new groove.
It's that way with that hee-haw too. It's like, oh yeah, let's put the kicker straight down on the jet so it goes back and forth and wires the damn plate field out faster. I'm sure, but I should put one of these, like, almost right up so when you get it in, it's like constantly going back in.
Never come out.
And then everybody's gonna be like, you fucking developer that did this. I hate you. It's like one of those, because people, yeah, they want to score, but they also don't want the game to keep repeating the same thing over and over.
Set up a couple of them like that. You get stuck in there, it takes away points.
Yeah.
Then they'd really love you.
Yeah.
I'm in the negative now.
Yeah.
Negative 1 million.
That would be a first.
Yeah.
I don't know that any pins have done going in negative. Well, this first game is more going to be what I kind of want, with a little bit of what others have wanted in a pin too. But I'm going to be somewhat like Williams was when they were still doing them, where they listened to what operators wanted in their machine,
Yeah.
to make stuff easier to take out.
I think the plugging port on the inside was a good start.
Yeah. Well, and they actually, the newer pins, they actually do more of what a computer cord, only it's more beefier on the pin, where you just plug the thing in, and they've got it so that on the outside it's pinched enough so that you can't just yank it out easy.
Yeah.
So, which it's, well, right now it's I've got power supply, well, computer power supply, and for 5 and 12 volts, and then I've got the 50 volt DC power supply for the flippers. So yeah, well, and I'm really excited to show off the switch. Got that all hooked up, and I found that it's you don't put the voltage. Well, I think the power button has voltage, but I'm surprised it didn't fry anything. But what I did is I put 12 volts, the plus 12 volts in the off position one first, and then the power on, and it was trying to turn on because the fan was going but then it's like, okay, that's not right. So I tried okay, maybe if I do the ground on the off switch and the power on the on this little tab, maybe that'll work. And it's like, sure enough, I turned the switch on and it went, woo, the fan turned on, and to confirm that it did actually work, I did do multimeter on it, and sure enough, 5 and 12 volts right on. So cool. No more of that computer thing. Because before I put it into a Dell computer that I put it redone and put a hard drive in and stuff, and I used that because I didn't really care because it was given to me free anyway. So I just slapped in the cheapy one that I got, and it worked. But it's like, oh man, I need to do something about the loud ass it's only been it might be a week. Okay.
It looks burnt.
Yeah, it is. It's gone.
It is, completely.
That's why I'm not. I mean,
Yeah.
curiosity, I do want to hook it up and see if it works, but then that might be the last that I see of Clubhouse too.
Oh yeah, no.
Because Transformers you don't want to mess with.
I thought it kind of when it was in there, but now that it's in the light, I'm like, oh yeah, that's. I was trying to get a good sniff at it, but yeah, it's kind of lost its odor. It's totally just. Wah wah.
Hopefully you don't get sick from doing that, because that was in
Oh
the
no.
part where it was in the shit.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that.
Trevor said the same thing.
There you go, Mill.
Trevor was hospitalized today from throwing his gut being thrown up.
No, I'm not going to taste it.
Yeah, I would admit you to the hospital if you did that.
You see me over there licking the old burnt out transformer.
That's been in crap.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be a regular hospital you'd be taking me to either. You'd be the butterfly net and the.
Here's your padded room.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I wonder why I'm not in padded room, because I'm doing pinball stuff, repair stuff.
Yeah, if I ever get a bigger house again, I'll have the hot tub. I'll probably have the swimming pool again, and a sauna, and a padded room. With a punching bag hanging down in the middle, one of those speed bags.
A lot of the Let's Player gamers and stuff, like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, ones that play games a lot, they actually are in a padded room, but it's the foam stuff, like you see in like Abbey Road and stuff,
Right,
where
soundproof.
they have the soundproof stuff.
Yep, that egg carton looking. I think that's what they call it too. Yeah, I wanted some of that a while back for the house in Vancouver. I wanted to turn that one garage room into a loud music room. Yeah, that never happened. I was going to turn it into a dark room, and then I didn't do that either. I have all the equipment, all the old school stuff. Somebody was giving it away on free on Craigslist. Yeah, many years ago, the guy's brother died, and it's just like, there's too much crap here. He was a hoarder, and there's all this photography stuff was there. We put it up on Craigslist, and we got there. He's like, yeah, anything else? Make an offer, or I'll just give it to you. Yeah, there was some. I didn't want to bring that home because it just reeked of cat pee. Because the guy in his last stages couldn't get out of bed, so he just left his bedroom window open and a bag of cat food just right there, so the cats could come in and out. And the cats got lazy, weather got bad, whatever, and just started going in the house. And yeah, it was overwhelmingly ammonia. Just didn't want to be in there too long. Yeah, there's some other stuff there, but I just want to get out. That's pretty bad. But yeah, that's some of the crap I need to get rid of, because I don't plan on ever. I was going to do a dark room once, and it still sounds kind of cool, but I got other shit to do.
You can develop some of the old Seattle film that even when film was a thing, the Seattle film stuff, you had to send off to Seattle to get that.
Yep, I got something my mom gave me, and she signed up for it. Got it, like cassette tapes and book. Yeah, it's like this big old thing. Yeah, she got that stuff back in the day and gave it to me, and Yeah, what the hell? The Seattle Photography Lab? Seattle, oh yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, this guy was a member of the photography association club or whatever, because there's all sorts of manuals and stuff that makes zero sense to me whatsoever. And I took photography. I mean, there's this big index book of all these abbreviations for all these different things, and I'm just like, what the hell is that? Yeah, I don't need it. Yeah, the reason why I considered it is because my parents, growing up, took a bunch of pictures, and they put them all on slides. And they put them all on slide because, it's basically a negative. You can take the slide and transfer it onto a print. And that was like the main reason why I thought about doing the dark room, because I could take all these retro 70s pictures, most of them are, and I know there's some good stuff in there. People are totally into retro stuff now. Yeah, I should go through them and see what I got. I know there's Mount St. Helens ones in there from 1980, May 18th, and before, and probably after. My dad was obsessed with that thing, trying to get up there as close as possible, up there in the Gifford Pinchot National Forest, and up there, and the National Guard stationed up there with their helicopters and jeeps and everything, and nope, you can't go any farther. Okay, we'll just hang out here. Is that okay? Yeah, you can hang out here. You just can't go past here. We'd hang out there, and I'd play catch with because they were just standing around not doing anything. They're just there to make sure people didn't go in, and if there was an emergency, they were ready to help people evacuate and all that stuff. They were just on guard. So yeah, I was playing catch with that. Yeah, it seemed like, when it blew, we didn't get any of that ash. We over in Southwest Portland. It was not until the eruption after that we got ashed over there. Yeah, the first one, it went the other way. Yeah, the next time it went off, it came down on us. I'm sure my mom still has jars of it. But again, my dad was like, yeah, let's go. It's an erupting volcano. Oh, let's get as close as we can. Crazy bastard. It's like the most exciting thing that ever happened in his whole life. There's probably some old nature pictures in there. With, older cars and stuff in them. Gives people the idea of the time frame and the staging. And I know there's pictures in there of Multnomah Falls completely frozen over. And those are cool. Those are from like 1977, 78, something like that, when we got nailed. Got nailed 2 years in a row at these ice storms in January. years in a row. I woke up on my birthday, everything's covered in ice. Trees are cracking, power lines are falling. We have no power. Fire blazing in the fireplace.
No school.
Yeah, no school. Yeah, definitely no school.
everything. Same as crusty. And a couple of them are the yellow ones are cracked anyways.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure the others are on their way to cracking. They sell that type of post. I'll probably buy a whole bunch of them to replace these ones. There is some cracked ones.
Stuff like that.
Also did metal posts too. Those come in two parts.
Wow.
Okay, it's got some wavy
Mm-hmm.
flakiness to it. And the plastics, I'm gonna do the awesome orange on it, but I'm gonna do just a little tiny bit to see if it completely comes off.
See what happens. Yeah.
And they're not in very good shape anyways. I'm gonna see if there's a new, probably not gonna have any new plastic sets of this. I mean, they are all there, but they're not in the greatest shape, so.
Right.
But yeah, I'll post on a bunch of, probably do it one at a time, but post on like the Pinball Repair Facebook first. See if anybody, find out if anybody's doing these old playfields or not. Probably not. Usually are doing like the newer solid state ones. So no, well, it's not in stock, but I know at some point you could get a whole brand new high speed. Well, you can get actually both. You could have gotten both high speed and high speed 2 playfields at some point, but they're both out of stock. The classic one is $600, and the sequel is $1,000 for that.
Wow.
But it's because they hit the diamond clear on that, which of course they just put that on there to boost the how much they can charge for it. It's like, ooh, it's diamond plated, but it'll still get scratched up, especially.
It doesn't prolong the life of the wear at all?
No. Doesn't matter what kind of coat you put on it, it's still going to wear off eventually. Or in some cases, even new playfields will have the spider effect where it has like it's a tempered glass type of thing where it'll just spread out and look gross. It's like one of those you might as well put in the original playfield at that point.
Sure.
Well, and that getaway does have up here in the where the inserts are, it's actually bubbled there. Yeah, I don't think it's Mylar. I think it's the actual playfield clear that's coming on.
And there's really no way to get that back down, is there?
No. I mean, you can cut it and glue it, but then you have to use a clear glue.
Is that what they stick it down with, is glue?
No, they just clear over it.
Just clear over it.
Once everything's in, they clear it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I had an idea, but it wouldn't work. Not the right stuff. I was going to say, if there was like glue underneath it, and it was bubbling up a little bit, you take a towel and an iron, and get it just warm enough so it sticks back down.
And then you'd have everything else. Have everything bubbling up.
It's not designed the way I thought it was, so that would definitely fuck it up. Wouldn't help any at all. Yeah, that trick comes in handy for a couple of things. Gluing stuff back down is one. Taking wrinkles out of posters is another. Yeah, as long as you have that towel in between the iron and whatever you're. Smartass when I was 19. I had an expired driver's license, and it was coming apart, the laminate. And I had it with me I used to insert newspapers for the Oregonian, right next to this little market called the Hoot Owl Market. And I decided one day to pull my laminate back for my driver's license, get in there, change a couple of numbers. Oh, wow, I'm 21 all of a sudden, right? I used the coffee maker. I put a little bit of water in the coffee pot, set my license down on the hot plate, set the water on top of it, and let it sit there for a little bit. And damned if it didn't work. And damned if they didn't fall for it. I was like, oh, well, that's funny. They couldn't tell I used a pencil to alter the date on it. I wonder if I still have that thing. I think it might have been in some storage pile of fire years ago. Ah, it's a pisser. Yeah. I didn't dare try to use it anywhere else. And it was only after we were done inserting newspapers, me and a buddy that did it. He was 18. I was 17. He was almost 18. Ooh, rebelish. Just on the verge of being rebels. Just enough to be a little obnoxious, but not completely. Disrespectful of all that down. I already read what that means. No, it's just an idea I had one day. We were almost done inserting newspapers. It was like July or something. We were sweating our asses off, and we were just like, yeah, it sounds good. A beer. How can we get a beer? Didn't use it very often. Every once in a while. It wasn't. I could have made money if I was a deviant. Everybody I knew was a minor. Yeah. I wasn't into getting into trouble. I'd do shit for myself. I'd take my own chances, and if I caught, great. But if I was to get caught trying to, buy alcohol for a bunch of minors, that would have hosed me for a long time. I'd probably still be paying for it. So yeah, I didn't go down that route. It was for my own personal use. I didn't use it very often. And only at that one place. There was another time though. When I was 16, this party. It was like, yeah, it was like maybe the third or fourth party I'd ever been to, and they'd run out of beer. And since I had the facial hair, they nominated me to run to 7-Eleven to try to get beer, and I thought they were absolutely out of their minds, and I didn't want to do it. And they're like, no, you can do it, you can go, you can do it. It's like, no. So after a little while of convincing, I was like, okay, all right. I came up with a plan, and I waited until we were like, I don't know, 300 feet away from a 7-Eleven. They lived in this apartment complex that wasn't very far. So I came up with this plan. It was almost 2:30 in the morning, or beer 30, when they stopped selling. And it was about 2:25. Went in there, looked at the beer for a couple of minutes, up and down, and then I grab one. I grab a 12 pack at, I don't know, whatever, Coors or something, and go up to the counter, and they're looking at me funny, just like I expected them to, because I'm 16, and they're like, you got your ID, and I fake it. Oh wait, yeah, I think so. I reach in my pocket. Oh crap! No, it's my library card. Whatever. I thought it was like, sorry, we can't sell this to you. And then I give it the old, God damn it! I live right there. I don't have enough time to run there, grab my ID, and come back and get this. You gotta let me have this. It's almost 2:30. By the time I get back here, da 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 da. give them the whole spiel. And they fell for it. Yeah, I was surprised because I was already kind of tipsy to begin with. I was like, I can't believe I pulled that off. I'm like, oh my god. I just turned on panic mode, and they fell right into it. It's like, oh wow. Never did that again. I don't like to push my luck. Yeah, I never really cared for alcohol. That phase didn't last very long. Get together with my buddies every once in a while. It's not to say that I didn't go to keggers, because I did. And I did have a few beers, but I never got trashed like everybody else was. I just go to socialize and hang out and meet new people and all that. Pick up an instrument if somebody like that's laying around. I irritated a couple people doing that. There was this block party one time. I was 20 by then, almost 21. And yeah, it was a summertime block party over by Tryon Creek, over in that area. And there was a band. The hell they call themselves? Can't remember what they called it. Ant Candy, I think is what they call themselves. But they did Santana songs. So they had all these congos and these different, hand drum things, bongos and the congos and all that. They played, they played their set and all that stuff. They were really good. They sounded good. And then when they took a break, I went stumbling up there, up to the drums, and I don't know. It was about 10 minutes after they were in their break. I finally got the balls to go up there and start banging on these things. And I actually gathered a small crowd, and I was just learning. I'd never played these things before, and there was like 3 or 4 different sounds you could make with each drum. So I'm like just going through them, figuring them out, and then pretty soon I had a rhythm going. And yeah, that was fun. That was like the one time people actually enjoyed it. Other times it was just like, put that down. Is that the only song you know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those drums are fun. I've been collecting little drums ever since, actually. But the ones I want are just expensive. Oh my god, they're like $2,000 and stuff. Very good stuff. I always seem to find something mischievous to do every summer during my high school years. I just chalk it up to all part of growing up. I mean, I wouldn't do any of that stuff now. Ooh, kegger. No, again, I'm getting old. It just doesn't, back in the day, it's like, yeah, let's go. We'll meet some people, let's hang out, let's have some fun. And now I'm just like, it sounds loud and obnoxious and a bunch of drunk people fighting and No. I'll stay home. I got shit to do. Yeah. That's why I say it kind of sucks being a grown up. This is stuff I used to like to do. It's just like, yeah. That leaves me in the spot where I got to find new things. You know? I should take up dancing. Looks like fun. Not just any dancing, square dancing. That does look like fun, but I would not participate. Couldn't stay in the room long enough. It just reminds me of old Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's at Hatfields and McCoy's. He's doing a square dance thing and they're all poking each other in the eye and pulling their beards and all that stuff. story. First kegger. Had no idea where the hell we were going. Took like 3 buses to get there. Me and my buddy. I'm not gonna say any names. A good buddy of mine back in the day. Our first kegger. We didn't know it was a kegger. We just heard party over here, right? Party over here. All right, we jump on these buses. We get our asses out there, and yeah, we were there for hours and paid our $2 or whatever. And I'm sipping, just I might have gone through 3 cups of beer the whole time we were there. And he was just pounding them. And by the time we left there, he's leaning on me. I'm holding him up, and wander our way to the bus stop. We got to catch the last buses of the evening. We had it all mapped out and all timed out and everything. So when it's time to go, it's like, we got to go. Yeah, okay. Slosh our way to the bus stop, and we're waiting there, and he's wobbling, whatever. I have him sit down. We're sitting down, wait for the bus. And bus comes, and we get on. We go straight to the back. He's in the very back, and I'm in the seat right in front of him. And as soon as we started moving, he leans his head right on the seat that I'm sitting on, like right behind me, and he's just all, and it's just nonstop. He's just puking. And eventually the bus driver stops the bus, comes to the back, and it reeks like beer. The whole bus just reeks like beer now. And he looks at me, is he all right? I'm like, he'll be fine. And he looks at me again, he looks at him, and he wants to kick us off, but he sees our condition. And our condition and our age, can't remember if we were 16 or 17, or somewhere around in there. And sees our condition, so he lets us stay on. We get downtown, we get off the bus. I apologize to the driver, he just glares at me. And then we're sitting there. We're the only ones sitting at this bus stop. There's nobody else around, and we're waiting for the last bus. I don't know, it's 11 something at night, and all of a sudden there's 6 guys all dressed in these black trench coat things, and they come around the corner, and they're walking like they're all badass and shit. And I'm nudging my buddy. I'm like, hey, he's like not responsive other than leave me alone, right? Dude, people are coming, and they look kind of scary. All right, God damn it, so I'm sitting there, and my legs going, shaking, and they come up, and I'm sitting there going, please don't talk to me. We're not here, this is going through my mind. We're not here. You guys look scary. We're not in any condition for any bullshit, so I'm sitting here thinking we're going to get rolled, and screwed over some way, somehow. Dude in the front of the pack walks right up to me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, okay, I'm doing all right. And he's like, here's a card. He hands me a card. It was the Green Berets or whatever, and they were down there protecting people against skinheads and other gangs and shit. So yeah, so they looked intimidating, and I was scared shitless until he handed me a card and was like, come across the trouble, you call on us. It's like, oh, okay, cool. You want to wait around till we get on a bus? Now I'm totally freaked out. Because it went from nobody around to like a gang. It's like, oh shit. That's how quickly that happened. But yeah, that was my first kegger experience. It was pretty stressful for me. Mike, he didn't have a clue. Not a clue. Got kicked in the face once down there too. For no reason. No reason. Literally. No reason. That was with the same buddy of mine. We went and saw a couple of movies at a theater. Led Zeppelin, Song Remains the Same. And it was back-to-back Zeppelin and the Hendrix biography thing. And again, we were on our way back. It's like 10 o'clock at night or something. And waiting for the bus, just standing there, minding our own business, chit-chatting, whatever. This little dude with a couple of taller dudes. Comes up to me, and he's all, "Don't look at me." I'm like, "Okay." So I turn around, you know, it's like, okay, I won't look at you. He comes, follows me around. "I told you not to look at me." Arms all up in the air, you know, getting in my face. "I told you not to look at me." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not trying to look at you, you know." And so I turn around, and he gets in my face again. And I was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." We both run. We're just like, we're out of here. This is bullshit, you know. This guy's a little guy, and yeah, we could probably both take him out, but he's got two bigger buddies with him, so let's just get the hell out of here, basically. So we book it, about 2 blocks, and then, you know, we only had about 5 minutes before the bus came, so we had to wander our way back down to a bus stop, and so we cut up and around and came back down, and ended up at a couple of bus stops, you know, like at least 2 blocks ahead, if not 3. And we got down there, and as soon as we got to the bus stop, dude comes running up. "I told you not to fucking look at me." Swings his foot around. I moved my head back, and he got my glasses. He glanced my glasses, cut my nose, broke my glasses. And right after that happened, the bus pulled up. Jumped right on the bus. It was fairly square, so I just jumped through the back doors. And yeah, after picking up my glasses and all that. Yeah. So that was interesting. And about 2 weeks later, I came across the same guy. I transferred buses going to school from Southwest to Benson. And I was on my way home downtown, waiting for my bus, jamming with my boombox, playing some Dio. And this guy, this little weasel guy, is harassing this poor lady, pushing her shopping cart full of crap, obviously an elderly homeless lady, and he is yelling at her in her face, "Satan! Satan! Ah!" All the way down the block. All the way down the block. And of course they pass by my bus stop. He hears the Dio. He comes running over. He's like, "Dude, yeah, Dio, man, can I borrow this really quick?" Grabs my boombox, cranks it all the way up, puts it in her face, up to her head. He's like, "Yeah, Satan, Satan." And after about 10 or 15 steps, I was about ready to chase him down, grab my boombox back, and, you know, do what I had to do to get my property. But by the time he got to the end of the block, he was done. He was done. Came walking back with my boombox, and he's like, "Thanks, man, that was so cool. Have a good day," or whatever. And I'm standing there the whole time going, this fucker doesn't even remember kicking me in the face 2 weeks ago. Kidding me. There used to be some interesting characters down there before they cleaned it all up. It used to be pretty bad. That was just randomly weird and pointless. The whole goddamn thing was pointless. Yeah, to top it all off, when I got on the bus, there was a girl on there that went to my school in one of my classes that I kind of liked, and of course I'm bleeding with broken glasses, and boy, isn't that a great impression. I didn't pursue that. I mean, I was about embarrassed as all hell. I hardly ever talked to her after that. out of the cemetery a couple times in the middle of the night. Yeah, there was somebody, I don't know who it was, discovered a tombstone with the last name of Drunker on it. So, yeah, needless to say. Somebody's got pictures. That was the whole purpose of that. We ended up going back and kicked out again. There's also a Batman in that cemetery. I had a picture of that. I don't know where it went. That was funny. It's the river view over by Sullivan, across the bridge, right across the bridge, actually. A big ass old cemetery. Yeah, there's a Batman in there and a drunkard. Yeah, that was funny. Batman. I took a picture. I was gonna put it up on Facebook, but I might have got erased. I have to go find it again. I can't remember exactly where it's at. That thing is so huge. A lot of little windy roads in it. Seems like it's up towards the back, towards the top.
But when the facial recognition on these go off, it's like, this might be someone that you know. Does the little thing. It's like, oh, this is a face. Let's focus on this and stuff. It's fun. You can't sync up to. You can't post directly to Facebook. It's Wi-Fi and you sync up your Bluetooth stuff. It's fancy. It's my dad's icon, but I use it anyways. Because I want to feel like I'm rich. Rich bastard. Alright, so the top's done. That's all I'm going to do, because eventually
Right.
Can only do so much before stuff completely comes off. I can do what some do, and they just strip the thing and redo it. But that, I don't really want to do that.
No.
would have to take everything off, and then I have to do a stencil on it too. So, and yeah, it's going to be like more like 25,000 if I did that.
Not to mention tedious. Wow.
Or are you going to have a lot of fun trying
Yeah.
to get the cab redone?
Right. Yeah, but yeah, again, at least those are basic shapes. Those are, but yeah, it's going to be a little difficult, but it's not going to be impossible. It shouldn't be too frustrating, actually. Yeah, not too much detail.
Before I flip this over, I'm going to clean the sides and the rail that it sits on. So it's just going to be plaster.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No manual is going to be fun. Trying to figure where that goes. That's interesting. It's got metal bone. Didn't notice that until just now.
Hmm.
Which probably should take them off at some point.
Well, what the purpose of that was?
That's just to make it smooth. Probably will take these off at some point, but for now, just add some orange or spray them. How can the playfield cleanup that nice? Hey, nice and bright, and the playfield's still not happy with it. Gonna have to look around for somebody that'll do another one, another playfield. I'll keep it in the machine until I do find another though. or any of the daycare people either. So it's not like you can't say this thing.
I'll give you another example of what I mean about me getting old. That car that you were like, yeah, I'm speaking of plastic. I know it's supposed to look cool, it looks cool and all that, but the first thing I think of is that tiny little rear window. My thought was, how does he, he obviously doesn't do much backing up. How do you see through that window? Yeah, so, yeah, I instantly go to safety. It's like, oh, no, it's a cool car. No, no, I see a safety issue. What the hell's wrong with me? That's not normal.
They have to roll down the window and look out.
Yeah.
Contemplating if I'm gonna do wood like these old fashioned, well, hell, my laser cube even has wood rails, so I'm like contemplating if I just want to do that. There isn't, although with doing that there might be stuff in the way, so that's probably why they went to just a small track instead of full length track. There is like midway on the laser cube, there is a cutout that has a block cutout, but the block is underneath because there's a jet or a coil that's right there, so it'll get in the way and you can't put the playfield down if that notch wasn't out. Okay, so I kind of want to get that out, so I'm thinking starting from the lower playfield. But I want to start up here too. But yeah, that big bank is not going to be fun, which I'm guessing is the reset bank. Some of these coils do look new, like the little sucking coils look fairly new. Well, this one definitely looks like it was replaced fairly recently.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing all these larger ones are just toast. Toasty. Yeah, I usually don't replace the smaller ones. I mean, unless they're like, obviously they look like they're charbroiled. I don't. But yeah. I really actually don't. I mean, you can test the ohmage on these, but it's not like these bigger ones where you definitely know that it's toast because you can't get the sleeve out.
Oh, right.
Which, of course, yeah, this one's like starting to even come. The sleeve is even getting cut, and it doesn't come out either.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that 21 uses the same flippers. They both use the small ass flippers, so probably. But don't always want to assume the machine uses the same. That's just a different name.
Right.
sleeve thing. I know I have one somewhere. This you have to take off because there's that one last bolt that I haven't been able to get through because you can't get your fingers in there. So just need to come off.
Oh, looking very cooperative. Just enough to put the lift. Just a little lift. It's too fat. Lift it enough just to catch the wood. Nope. There we go. Screw broken. Huh. Uh-huh.
Good luck trying to get it out of the damn hole. Without drilling a hole through the whole damn thing.
Yeah, you might be able to tap a nail through it and pop it out of there, maybe. That means you'd have to go, yeah, never mind. You don't want to do that. Go all the way through. I'm a dumbass. Don't want to do that. Yeah, son of a... Yeah.
And there's these switches that I need to get off too. Those are gonna give me shit. Probably both of them. Something like this will probably put them back together. Clean switch is does it get to me? This is where the wire memory kind of is nice because you can't really reverse these because it doesn't want to go over there.
Right.
But sometimes the wire memory is annoying because you're like, okay, I want to get it over here, not where it originally was because it's a really stupid place where it is.
sticking to the metal, but at least it's coming out fairly easy. Just expecting the layers to come off.
Right.
That's usually what happens. I usually just put the layers back, but then if you lose the plastic stuff, that little plastic thing that goes in there, you pretty much have to get another switch, because otherwise you're going to be shorting.
Right. That's like an insulator. Oh, here's an insulator.
Yeah. I'll clean up the gray. And these little itty bitty graders. Take some pictures before I go too far.
I just decided to jump in to see if anybody's watching. There's a couple people. Dragon said hi. And he also said back once again. And then Dragon says, I have a strange question. Do you play IL2-1946?
Used to play IL Stormovic video game, but I haven't played that in a long time.
And then GRC Pinball Official jumped in about an hour ago and said, what the hell is going on here?
Chaos, utter chaos, and insanity.
Oh, just turn this on loud again. I forgot. I just remembered. Yeah.
Probably mad at me for not replying. Yeah, my mouth doesn't have a way of
Right. Yeah, that's lame. Is that just an oversight on their part, or? I mean, I assume if you're going to go live, you want to see, people's responses and be able to communicate with them.
take out the plastics. They'll need to be replaced, and I'm going to
put in screws instead of the damn nails.
Focus on the Marco pinball box and stupid camera. Yeah, well, actually, most of the time it's stupid.
Yeah, sorry about that. That happens sometimes when I get a pen in my hand. Not as long as it used to. Teachers hated me for writing on their desks. Had to wash it. Wasn't very punishment because it was like setting it up for the next day. All right, I cleaned it off. Get ready for my masterpiece tomorrow. Holy crap, are you on fire?
Oh, yes. Why they don't service it? It's been like that for a long time. Definitely gonna have to come off and get redone because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really
It's a little rusty.
just a little. But I know it just stacks, so I'm just gonna put a really good punch in. I want to.
Like, it's not shitty enough already. Alright, well.
Now the crack won't blow up.
Yeah. At least the case cushioned it for the most part.
Yeah.
I had to change my string cover thing anyway. It's all sorts of stuff. I'm just glad it's functional. Oh, I must have bought one of your other videos. The loot crate. I couldn't get the stupid thing to turn on the other day. And it's just plain gone stupid at least 3 times. Oh, I forgot everything. Changed. I'm pretty sure it has one on it. At least I hope it has one on it. Yeah, it does. It comes with one on it. If it didn't, I'd be pretty sad.
Recommend just getting another cheapy one and not the tempered one.
Yeah.
You get tempered glass for a more expensive tablet.
Yeah, I'm sure the tempered glass thing probably costs more than my tablet did.
No, I got the one for my Switch for $20.
Yeah.
But that was on a on a sale. No, actually, I think it was $10.
Oh.
For 2 of them.
Wow. That's like a $50 tablet or something. You know, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Just enough to do a couple of things on.
And when I was looking for screen protectors for the Nexus 6 that I have, I was like, oh, what's this? Tempered glass screen protector. So I got that and never regretted getting it. So it might cost $20. But yeah, it looks like brand new. Even though I've had it for like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even use my Switch until I put the screen tempered glass on it. Because I heard that the dock would scratch up the Switch, so
yeah.
I didn't even use it until I had that protector on there.
Yeah, that was smart.
One thing that I do, if you get a Switch, get it tempered glass, because those plastic flexible ones are, I mean, I have used them, but they just get scratched up and look gross. They look worse than if you didn't have one. Well, they probably look the same, actually.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah. So I have one on the Tank DS, the original DS that came out. I have one on that, and the touchscreen is really grubby.
Yeah.
It's like, ew, scratched up crap.
squeezing solid clear. Yeah. Sucky thing back in this era, they didn't care about how pretty the solder looks. They just
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
dump solder all over.
Yep.
Every single metal piece it pretty much has the ground on it. I didn't take out the top switch stuff because they soldered it to the wire there, so to this. So I decided, nah, I'm just gonna put up with the shit standing up.
Yeah, damn, you don't have to go back and resolder all that.
I'm gonna have to take it off anyways, because I'm going to need to replace some of it. Like stand-ups, and I'm gonna replace those. And it depends on if they do just the discs or if it's just all one thing. Of course. Okay, just straight through the.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's lame.
With my soldering iron out here, I can desolder this shit. Just
So you have to put it back the same way, or is there a better way to do it? When
No,
you
same
redo
way.
it? Same way, yeah.
if I really wanted to make it better, I could do all this silver wire into the vinyl, similar to what I did with the high speed, so that there's less of a likelihood of it shorting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, I could figure why they do this GI stuff bare like that.
No, it's juking. It's like, hell no.
Something that fast ain't good to have in your. Hello, Mr. Hello, and goodbye.
Have you come across a jumping spider? I don't know what they're
Yeah.
called, but geez.
No, jumping spider. That's what we call them.
Freaked me out the first time I came across one of those. I was getting ready to scoop him up and throw him outside, and he just jumped right at me.
Oh yeah, the other name is wolf spider.
Oh yeah, the hobo and wolf.
But the wolf spiders are cute and they don't usually hurt you.
Are the wolves the one to make the funnel web in the lawn?
It's the hobo.
That's the hobo. Okay.
That.
I get them confused with their web. I actually found one in a jar. The spider wasn't in it, but its web was. Just like it's like a funnel, like a tornado.
Yeah.
We had a lot of garter snakes this year. I think I saw a total of two all last summer, spring and summer. This year I've hit one with the lawnmower, and I've seen at least 5 around our area. cat, but took the skin off his tail. But he was lashing at me. It was like, it was in pain and it was pissed off. Oh yeah. I don't know where it went. I was going to put it out of its misery when I was done, but I have no idea where it went. He was sore. For sure. But as far as I could tell, it just took his skin off. It didn't like cut him in half or anything. It didn't like. So he probably has a pretty good chance of healing back up.
Yeah, probably would have nursed him back to health. Probably.
Yeah, I just leave them alone. I mean, between them and the cats and stuff, our mice population is fairly low. One of the cats has brought in one mouse so far. And usually by this time we've had 3 or 4. Like, dead ones. They just bring them in and leave them for us. Here you go. Enjoy it. You're not doing me any favors. You're not. I know you think it's a present, but it's really gross. Please stop that. No birds yet. We got these big foofy collar things on them that are supposed to keep them from being able to catch birds. They bring those in alive. I found a couple of dead ones in the house, but generally they bring them in alive and expect us to catch them, because that's what cats do. It's like, oh, you need to learn how to hunt. I brought you gifts. I brought you dead gifts, but you need to hunt this one. Asshole. Yeah, I haven't had to chase any birds out of my house yet this year. It's good. Yep.
All this shit that I took off. Cleaned. Throw it in the sonic cleaner. Folks are gonna be like, to move along.
I think it's supposed to be nice again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to do it tomorrow, but today there's not enough time. Tomorrow I just want to go to the craft store and see if they have something big enough to put that poster in.
Oh yeah, a post. Oh, you mean like a frame or a poster tube?
Both of them.
Roll them up and put them in it.
Shipping. If I just wanted that, I'd put it in the tube that it came with.
Oh, I thought it just came in that box.
No.
Oh.
Came in a tube.
You need more poster tubes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Frame shops are expensive. That's all I know. I went into one once. I was going to frame something. I'm like, holy crap, you got to be kidding me. I'm out of here. So, yeah, you might be better off going to the craft store. That's for sure.
They're pretty reasonable. My folks have had everything they want framed to do. Go to the craft store. They've tried other places and they're fucking shit.
Yep. Yeah, it was Beard's. I think it was a Beard's frame shop, like connected to a Fred Meyer. And I was like, oh, they're probably, they're a frame shop. It's probably reasonable. That's what they do is frames, right? Yeah, that's all they do is frames, but the cheapest one was this little thing for like $50 or something. And then the bigger one, I needed a bigger one. Yeah, no, I'm not giving you $300 for a frame. Are you kidding me? I'll just make my own.
Yay, another bracket busted.
Yeah, I was shocked at the prices of a frame. I had no idea. I know some older frames are expensive, but I wasn't expecting them to be that much for new ones. Like mass produced.
The type of glass matters because they have different ones where it's just a standard, doesn't have any UV protection,
Right.
and they have like a medium, and then they have like museum quality that's like super UV resistant kind of thing.
Didn't even look at the glass. If the frame is this much, then the glass has got to be crazily good. Yeah, I don't even think I was in there for the whole 5 minutes. I'd like to get another one because this is the cheap kind of plastic frame with the plastic window. I just wanted to get my picture up. I didn't want to, I was tired of it being rolled up in the poster tube. I wanted to see it. So I found a cheap frame thing at Goodwill, but I'll eventually get another one, better one. Yeah, I should make a few more of those poster size pictures and see if I can't sell those. It's a Crown Point in the fog, in the clouds. I was zoning off there. I didn't see anything. Something go flying.
Guess.
Yep.
This one may have to leave the plunger in. This one is in super tight. Yep, I think the plunger is going to just stay. Nope. She needs a hold on. Our plungers to get along this coil. I might reuse the bracket things. Springs too. I had some genius root these up. There's gunk. I think these that have a dual thing where you have to have another tool to put the damn thing on the just one washer, but multiple washers. Washer on the other side. Yeah, kind of spec screws that don't work very well for the age of this thing. It was definitely moved up. The shine group on it. Shiny group. Toast. The quarterback is toast. There's a reboot. Meh. Just meh. No, that was Die Hard, not Robocop.
I'd buy that for $1.
That was Robocop. Yeah, I never really liked any of the others that they came out with. Like the second one, I mean, it had the same dude in the robot suit, but it was just neat. Not just the original. And the third one was just, oh my god, it was horrible. And then they did a TV series that was even worse. It was like,
I
oh my
forgot
goodness,
about
they take
that.
RoboCop 3 over the.
Forgot about that. Yeah, I only saw the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the only one to really see. The rest of them should be in the MST3K.
Yeah. There's an animated show used to come on Comedy Central called The Critic with John Lovitz, and he made fun of RoboCop. I think he was like RoboCop 3, RoboClapper, and then somebody's robbing a convenience store. RoboCop comes in, halt right there, don't move. The burglar's all, and he shuts down. And he claps again, and then he just stands back up. He's all, don't do that. The RoboClapper. Don't do that. Yeah, I missed that show. That was funny. I used to watch that and Dr. Katz. Dr. Katz, it was a comedian, Jonathan Katz, and so they called it squiggly vision because the animation was squiggly, you know, it kind of moved. And yeah, he was a psychiatrist to like these comedians, so it was funny. They'd come into his office and tell their funny stories. And, you know, yeah, I liked that one too. That was pretty good. I like my tablet today. No, not enough. A big old scratchy thing across my brain.
Yeah, you just want a new tablet is what you want.
Huh?
You just want a new tablet is what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like my third one. Yeah, that really scratched the shit out of that. Holy crap.
When you get your new one.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting just a GB one, just so I can see the chat.
Yeah.
I did have one of those HD Fire tablets on Amazon that was like, they're usually like not $80, but it was like 60 or something. But I was like, And of course they were out of the 32 gig one, so it was like, no, I don't want 16 gig, even though I probably wouldn't use all of that because I'd use it just for chat stuff.
Right. I have no idea what 2 gigs is on this. More than I'll probably ever use, that's all I know. Especially for what I use it for. I mean, I jump online every once in a while for a couple games. That's pretty much it. I don't do any live stream or pictures or anything like that with it. Not setting up a music studio or anything in it. It's a simple, basic time killer.
Go smartphone route and have phone and tablet together.
Yeah.
My folks still use the old flip phone too. My brother and I are like, get a smartphone, it's much better. It's like, if you're bored, you just whip out your phone and bam, you have a game you can play. I mean, granted, most of the mobile games are those pay to play to get anywhere, but
Right.
you're only playing for a few minutes anyway.
I can't remember the name of it. There's a a company that makes cell phones just for old people. I can't remember the name of it now.
It had huge
Jitterbug.
Yeah, it had huge ass button. So
That's what I get to look forward to.
it was like one of those old phones that that we got for a grandpa when he was in the retirement home. We got him a huge button.
Yep. Yeah. Jitterbug, yeah. Huge ass buttons. Big, easy to read screen.
And all it did was do phone calls and nothing else.
Yep.
That's what folks complain about. It's like, oh, I just want a phone to make a phone call. But now that smartphones are around, it's like,
Yeah. Talking on the phone is going the way of the dinosaur here pretty damn quick.
yeah, I don't know why we still have a landline since a lot of people have just buy cell phones and
Yep.
do go that route. Because we're really double dipping on the phones over here. Big for the landline plus 3, 4 lines.
I just need to make phone calls, send texts or 2 every once in a while. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus I like the fact that I only have to charge it like once a week, maybe twice a week.
Well, and I do like my smartphone when power goes out, I can still get online because
Yep.
the satellite is still
Yep.
internet. Although most of the time I have it on the Wi-Fi, but of course when the power's out, you can't use the Wi-Fi.
Use Wi-Fi. Yep. Yeah, that is the a pro to having a smartphone is you're connected regardless of your power situation.
You have to be mindful of turning off the satellite part when if the power does go out, because still use it. It does have a thing where you can set where it'll alarm the data off when it gets to that certain amount, so you don't get charged off the button.
Right. Right. Roaming fees or whatever.
No, roaming fees really aren't really a thing anymore.
Oh, really?
You know, Verizon doesn't do roaming fees anymore.
I never had that issue. I just,
Yeah. It'll definitely tell you when you are roaming though.
yeah.
It's like, why am I roaming? It's like a freaking popular place I'm at. So why are you telling me that? There should be.
Yeah, the only other thing about this is it probably doesn't get a signal, whereas these newer phones would. I mean, I lose the signal pretty quick right after I get out of Estacada. If I'm heading up the old bit. Heading up there in the National Forest. Doesn't take me very far to lose a signal. Within a mile, maybe 2. Used to take a guy up there fishing, and he had the newer phone, and he always had a signal. Mine was nowhere to be found. That was right there at Faraday Lake, and that's like 1 mile, maybe 2 miles right outside of Estacada.